But people don't realize is fighters are like everyone else, man. It's like, we have feelings too. And like, we're having
Yeah.
the amount of stress you go through being a fighter and how you train every day and the
Jesus.
mindset you have to have, because when you have a fight booked, just that alone is something people can't handle. Like say that the day you got told you were fighting Anderson Silva, your mental state changed from that point until the fight happened. Like you had to carry that pressure
Right then and there.
everything you did. Maybe you're making dinner, maybe you're watching TV,
Yeah.
and then it hits you, you're fighting Anderson Silva. That's a lot of pressure, right? And people don't realize that in itself is crazy. Then you got to train. Then you miss a day
Then you
because you're
gotta
overtraining or something, and you feel guilty because you're not training enough that day, and he's training and he's going to beat you because you didn't train enough, or you have an injury that's nagging, or you whatever the case. So there's a lot of stuff that goes into being a fighter that's very tough. And then when you have guys nipping at you as well, that makes it so much harder. And now they have a voice with social media. They can actually get to you and sometimes get these comments to where you actually have to read them and deal with it. And it's kind of a pain in the ass, but part of the sport, but still definitely another tough aspect of being a fighter and having thick skin and still having to go out there and perform. I will say though, for you haters out there that are watching this, there's a lot of guys probably like Uriah and myself that has had a lot of success off the backs of you guys that's talked a lot of shit, because there's nothing that motivates you more than guys talking shit. Like guys that are boosting you up all the time aren't the ones that fire you up when you get out there and how burn while you're trying to win these huge fights. It's those assholes that leave comments that actually fire you up and cause you to have usually a better career and get bigger wins. I know for me, like I had a chip on my shoulder coming off the Ultimate Fighter because they said we didn't deserve to be in the UFC, and they were just killing us. I had to get like 5 straight wins in UFC before anybody took me serious as a legitimate fighter. And speaking of that as well, we've had a guy, we had Koscheck back in the old days. A fan was talking so much shit online about Koscheck. He was like, why don't you come to the gym if you're going to talk shit? And this guy showed up and they sparred. They had like a match. They had a legitimate match at the gym with a fan. We filmed it and everything. It was crazy. So yeah, it's another crazy aspect of the sport, man, that we got to deal with, and it's what makes us so, I guess, rare. The guys at the top, like yourself, especially, where you're at.
Oh, and a lot of fans have more access to it. They don't have too much access to like these baseball players or football players or basketball players. They have more access to it, so it's a little bit easier, But man, if we can get some more repercussions with that. But again, there's a balance. So it's like, do I need this? Is this teaching me something? Do I want to give my energy to that bullshit?
Yeah.
I'm old school, man. I'm like, talk shit, let's scrap. Back it up. Show me you can back it up.
Yeah.
I've invited guys to the gym. And it's always these little 22-year-olds, or these 21-year-olds, the 90s kids, or the 2000 kids. They don't have no discipline. They're fucking stupid. And I slapped a couple people in my days. I'm not going to say who, but I slapped a couple.
I believe it, man. I believe it.
Talk shit. I'm going to put some powder right here.
Real quick.